Hey, good morning and good afternoon. Welcome back to the past, you future people. Today we're gonna do a lot of snatches. One of my favorite movements. I've written a blog post why I love weightlifting. You can check that out at Escapist CrossFit.de, I think, or escapistcrossfit.com/blog, and you can find all the nitty-gritty about weightlifting and why that is so fun. So for today's workout, we're going to start with some warm-up for our shoulders and for our core. So we're going to get down to the floor, to the ground, and we're going to do a couple of different movements. We're going to start with a plank hold and do 10 shoulder taps in the plank hold, like that. And followed from that, we're going to go into hip bridges on the floor. You can do either 10 reps with both feet on the ground or with one leg extended. Here we just want to get the butt to fire and the hips nicely extend. And followed by that, bring out the PVC, get the legs warm, and we do 10 overhead squats. I like to play around a bit with the feet position when doing overhead squats in a warm-up, so the hips really have to find your good position in your hip for your squat. And later on, when we work a bit on more foot technique and footwork on the snatch, you will already kind of know where your comfortable stance is. We do this for 6 minutes, as many rounds as possible. We can alternate the movements a bit and do handstand shoulder taps too, but we don't have to. After that, we're going to do some technique on the snatch. And mostly what we see in the snatch that might go wrong are two things. It's the hip extension on top, meaning the hip is not fully getting locked out when we do the snatch. So one thing you want to work on is first just see how your high hang is, and especially your start and finish position. Can you really extend? And in the snatch, we want to get almost to like an overextension where the back is coming back in that first section or in the finish. Then one common mistake is the feet position. And when it comes to weightlifting, we want to be sure that we have a good footwork. So your starting position for your feet will be underneath your hips, and then the landing position would be slightly outside, like in your squat stance. So today we're doing power snatches, for example. In those power snatches, you will have to be conscious of what your feet are doing. So we're going to practice this a bit in an EMOM of 12 minutes. First, we're going to start with snatch grip high pulls. So you're going to start from the ground, come up, and come up to extension. Right? So you try to pull as high up as you can. And again, we are looking for that hip extension. And after that, we are going to go for 2 snatches in the second minute, where you have some time, set yourself up, and then come up into a full snatch. And again, you want to look at your feet work here, and also your hip extension, of course. When we've done this, we practice a bit on the technique. We're going to go for the workout of the day, which is going to be 10 minutes Amrap, or
10 minutes of work, we could say, but it's actually going to be 90 seconds of full out work, power snatches, followed by 30 seconds of rest. And you're going to do this then 5 times in those 10 minutes. You're probably going to be smoked. One good thing and tip for the power snatches is you need to get the hip down in the power snatches in the starting position. So every time you come down, really make sure that your butt comes down, and then you go for the power snatch. It's very common for people when we do a lot of snatches, that it just comes down like this, and your lower back is going to get smoked by that. So we want to use our legs as much as possible when we do so many reps. And again, it's a lot about finding your pacing, also pushing yourself a bit on the weights for this kind of workout. What weight you're going to go for is very dependent on your strength, but for most men I would like to see maybe 40 kilos. But if you start to drop your weight, meaning you can't do more than maybe 5 or 10 in a row, then it's probably too heavy. So we try to find some good weight there for you. Okay, that's today's workout, and we want to have full amount of reps and your weight on the power snatches. So maybe we can retest this one sometime in the future. See you next time.